The Cheesecake Factory's unorthodox blueprint to $2 billion. The Cheesecake Factory started with a housewife in Detroit using a cheesecake recipe she found from a newspaper. And now it's a worldwide brand worth over $2 billion. In this video, I'm going to show you how I've reverse engineered the Cheesecake Factory's unorthodox blueprint of success. The numbers by the book and how you can apply this blueprint to your restaurant. The origin story of the Cheesecake Factory is well known, but I'll give you a super quick rundown for the uninitiated. It all started with one cheesecake recipe found by Evelyn Overton in a newspaper. Evelyn got so much attention, she began her own business from her own home in Detroit and ended up making cheesecakes in her basement for the next 25 years. So much success came from this that she was able to support her family. Evelyn and her family eventually moved to California and opened up the first Cheesecake Factory, where they exclusively sold her famous cheesecakes. This is where her son, David Overton, encouraged her to take the business more serious. David played a significant role in expanding the business, initially distributing cheesecakes door to door to restaurants. But then, in 1978, David opened the first Cheesecake Factory restaurant in Beverly Hills, California. The concept was simple: make a full-scale restaurant with simple offerings. The first Cheesecake Factory had 10 menu items on their menu. The restaurant saw immediate success from day one, with a line waiting out the door and the restaurant being full day in and day out. The menu started with simple items like burgers, omelets, salads, and the famous fresh strawberry cheesecake. David wanted food items to be easy to make so he wouldn't overwork his cooks. Employee morale was key to David and the eventual success of the brand, but more on that later. The immediate success of the restaurant was due to its simple offerings. The freshness of the food. David wanted everything made fresh daily, including sauces and dressings, sourced local bakeries to get all the bread baked daily. This made the food shine. The menu has grown to 21 pages with over 250 items, reflecting the evolution of David Overton's cooking and business approach. But what sparked this move to go to 250 menu items? Well, after the first couple months of the first cheesecake opening, it saw a success that's very rare in restaurants. And most owners would just double down on whatever was working, but not David Overton. David went on a preemptive strike and paid close attention to his competitors. When a new Mexican restaurant opened down the street, he found out what their best-selling dishes were, and he put similar dishes on his menu. Then when an Asian restaurant opened a block over, he did the same thing. He didn't want to lose business to other restaurants simply because he wasn't offering the same food that they were. And as crazy as that was, this strategy proved to make his restaurant, the Cheesecake Factory, even more popular, to the point where he had to open another location. And at this point, he knew he had something special, and he knew it was going to be much bigger than just two restaurants. Fast forward to today. The Cheesecake Factory has over 200 locations worldwide and worth over $2 billion, with a menu spanning 250 food items, 6,000 words, with an estimated reading time of 30 minutes. They're also in a very exclusive club. Although they have 200 locations, and that's an impressive feat for a company that started by making desserts in a basement, that's nothing compared to Chili's 1,200 locations, or even Olive Garden's 900 locations. But the script gets flipped when you look at the revenue per location, because Cheesecake Factory averages $11 million per location, while Olive Garden barely makes over $4 million. To break that down even more, they sell around $1,100 per square foot. That beats all restaurants and even Kay Jewelers and Costco. What's the secret to their success? Let's start with location. The Cheesecake Factory strategically places all their locations near or even inside malls. This helps with foot traffic, making sure they stay busy throughout the day and not just lunch and dinner. Next is culture. Remember, when I said David Overton was serious about employee morale? Well, he made that a staple within the Cheesecake Factory, offering benefits, pleasant work environments, great leadership. And speaking of leadership, the Cheesecake Factory gives their employees plenty of opportunity and room to grow. Why would you want to move up? The GMs get paid 6 figures plus profit share and a company BMW. Not bad. Training and standards are meticulous at Cheesecake Factory. How do I know? I've worked with them, and I saw firsthand the grueling training process. All uniforms are to be cleaned and pressed. Menu knowledge is tested daily. People are to have clean appearances, and cleanliness of the restaurant is checked thoroughly daily. It's hard work, but it pays off because you're working in a thriving environment where people want to grow and excel. You leave work feeling accomplished. And anybody knows who's worked in the restaurant industry, that's rare. Speaking of hard work, with a menu containing over 250 menu items, they must pump out some generic factory corporate food, like most corporate food chains, right? Wrong. I witnessed the insanely high standards of the kitchen firsthand. Everything is made fresh daily, from scratch. No microwaves in the building. And you have kitchen management constantly watching food as it goes out to make sure it looks and tastes right. I'm talking all day, every day. I've actually never worked for a company that took their food quality so serious, and I've worked with some prestigious heavy hitters. And if you've ever been to a Cheesecake Factory, you know how big their portions are. But why? Because they want to give you a lot of food for your money? No. Again, everything is thought out meticulously. The reason why portion sizes are so big is because they want each dish to be shareable. They want the meal to be communal. This is supposed to create an experience. Everything is a little bit different, like their bread. Cheesecake Factory offers complimentary bread by giving you a basket of sourdough and squaw bread, which just happened to be at the bakery when David was originally picking out the complimentary bread for the Cheesecake Factory. David saw the squaw bread and asked to try it and instantly knew he had to have it for his restaurant. The squaw bread is a huge favorite, so much so now they sell it in grocery stores. Lastly, the decor is a big part of Cheesecake Factory's allure. Each Cheesecake Factory has a unique, eclectic interior combining various design elements like French limestone floors, Egyptian columns, and even Victorian wood paneling. David found some of his favorite architectural designs and mashed them together to create his own unique world. And guess what? It does. If you've ever been to a Cheesecake Factory, they're like a piece of art in their own right. So to recap, here's a basic, unorthodox blueprint for Cheesecake Factory's success. Culture. High standards for servers, hosts, and bartenders, as well as all kitchen staff, enforced by motivated management and rewarded with pay, benefits, and promotions. All this adds up to a staff that will be down for the cause. They will drink the Kool-Aid. Next, service and quality of food that would put a high-end restaurant to shame. And this is enforced by management. All you need is a meticulous training program implemented with systems. Systems help make the restaurant run as its own unit, its own entity, truly making these systems plug and play. And lastly, creating a packaged experience. From the moment you walk in the door, the decor at Cheesecake Factory transports you into their world. Their highly exceptional service and 250 unique food offerings in giant shareable portions add to the experience you won't get anywhere else. All with food quality of a 5-star restaurant. And what do you do when you go somewhere and you get a product that you love and can't get anywhere else? You come back. And all restaurant owners should know repeat business is a key to success. And for the Cheesecake Factory is the key to a $2 billion experience. Anyway, that's all I got.